Welcome to Dad's DeFi Space. My mic was not on there, but thanks for joining our live stream today. We're going to take a look at why the markets have not just been in a downtrend, but have taken a massive, massive drop. Was this a capitulation event? What's going on? Do we need to sell our bags? Answer is I can't make that answer for you because I'm not a financial advisor. So let me tell you what I'm doing. Right now, I'm not doing much of anything. Part of the reason is because I'm not 100% sure if the downtrend is over. I am performing some small buys here and there. I picked up a little bit of SOL, a little bit of SWAY, a little bit of AVEX, but part of the reason is I needed to add some collateral to my lending positions. Life advice right there. When DeFi lending, when the market starts to enter a downtrend, I should have deleveraged more than I chose to do. We all make mistakes, but we're better investors when we learn from those mistakes. Now, what I would like to take a look at first is just the overall cryptocurrency market. So taking a look, you can see Bitcoin 88K, Ethereum just under 2,500, BNB 621, Solana 144. Is that even correct right now? Yeah, pretty much. Just Solana is just it's been terrible. I'm very glad that I deleveraged somewhat. I really wish I would have sold more of my Solana a few weeks back, but hindsight is 2020. This does not mean that I am selling all of my Solana and getting out, but it is that I am getting more cautious going forward. But getting straight to the point, I do not believe the bull market is over. I don't believe the bull market is over. Now, I do think we are entering like the final stages. Not financial advice. This is how I see the market. But what's more important than what caused the crash is what is your plan? Because to be a better investor, we needed a plan for if A is going to happen, if B is going to happen, probably C, D, E, F, and G also. But getting back to our market overview, Solana 144. You were kidding me. And earlier today, I saw Solana all the way down at $138. We did take a short out. I wish I would have not closed my short. Please check out our links from weeks. Up to $30,000 of USDT rewards. As you can see right here, $30,000. And I am loving this because what's happening is good trades. I'm getting rewards back based off my trading volume. And, had a few losses here and there. And again, I get some of that back. Talking about cryptocurrency, market cap has taken a huge drop off. Really since February 2nd, right? But who's to say what's going to happen next? What we need to really be doing is thinking how we're positioning ourselves for the end of this bull run. Right now, we are almost back into Bitcoin season. So if you missed it, if you missed the altcoin train, which is probably to your advantage, because hopefully if you did, either A, you're just entered the space, or B, you're Bitcoin heavy, you're probably a little happier now than the people who are altcoin heavy. Now, this also means it's an excellent time for us to accumulate positions. And that is something to really consider during these kind of market conditions. Now, if we take a look at ETF flows, this has been a big issue. They are down and down. There's been a ton of outflows from ETFs, and we're going to look at that and some of the other reasons I believe that the crypto market is in a downtrend. Okay. Now, if you take a look at, let's see, Bitcoin dominance, and we'll look at that chart in a minute. Right now, we're sitting at 60%. And when I checked it earlier, 62.4 just a few days back. It spiked up to 64%. Bitcoin dominance has been on a tear. And later, kind of, we looked at, let's see. Excuse me for a second. Okay. I apologize for that. Kind of a little bit of a family thing I needed to deal with there. But anyway, where was I? We last were talking about Bitcoin dominance, and we'll look at the charts in just a little bit. I want to run through some of the news first. But Bitcoin dominance has been on a tear. We should have listened to the analysts that have been saying, hey, it's Bitcoin's time to shine. Yes, certain alts have run, some have not, right? So I want you all to consider, right, how we should position ourselves for the rest of the cycle, right? Number one, I hope that you are considering which are your high conviction plays and what are not your high conviction plays. Because when markets, especially the crypto market, has drops like this, you have to have your thesis in place, high conviction, or you're going to sell your bags because there are people still accumulating. Now, let's look at some of the news of why did the crypto crash happen to begin with. All right. Number one, it goes back to Donald Trump again. Now, yesterday evening, Donald Trump began speaking about tariffs. Take a look. But it's hard to say because, I am actively buying, but I'm actively buying very carefully. One of the few cryptos that did see some investor interest during this massive liquidation event is not something I have in my portfolio, but XRP, but many other altcoins, especially Solana, saw a serious downtrend. What I want to show you, though, I think is bigger than just tariffs, because some of this has to do with the big institutions trashing up our playground. Arthur Hayes, an analyst in the crypto space, right, has predicted for quite a while that Bitcoin was going to take a drop down to 70K. Now, one of his biggest reasoning for this has to do with the Bitcoin ETFs. Now, if you know much about the Bitcoin ETF carry trade, this is hedge funds and big players in the space who are in the traditional financial space who are buying spot Bitcoin and then they were shorting it on futures. This creates a hedge against their Bitcoin. Now, it's kind of an arbitrage trade. I don't really want to get into all the details, but they're making yield off of it based off the difference in the spread. Now that the spread doesn't have as much difference due to the change in treasury yields, these large trades could unwind. Some of these shorts are now in profits. Wouldn't you take the profits? I'm sure the hedge funds are going to take the profits, and this could unwind Bitcoin's price even more. But I do still see this as a buying opportunity. And yes, later in the video, we'll talk about where I would actually consider I'm out. My invalidation for this market cycle. Okay. If you go down, you'll see many analysts are advising caution. I would not ape into anything right now. And I would consider being on the safer side. But it does concern me that many analysts like this guy are saying one of the major reasons of a price decline is the drying up of liquidity in the crypto market. That means no new buyers, no retail is coming in. And we haven't had a lot of good news lately, have we not? We have not had a lot of good news lately. Number one, you have the Bybit hack earlier this week, $1.4 billion. You had Argentina meme coin scandal with the president of Argentina and some crypto bro named Hayden. You have the pump and dump scams on the Solana network. Last cycle, it was Ethereum. And on top of that, the volatility in the market has caused a massive liquidation event. When was the last top? President Trump's inauguration. We have been in a downtrend since. Everyone was so bullish at that point. Just things to consider as we move forward. Let's move on to some of the news now. So the crypto exchange Bybit says it has now fully replenished all the reserves after a record $1.5 billion hack by the North Koreans. It was their under kind of government supported hacking group called Lazarus. And Bybit, the whole story behind this is just absolutely crazy. Because the breach occurred during a a routine transfer, and they were just moving funds from a cold wallet to a hot wallet for trading, right, purposes. Now, during this transfer, the hackers exploited some kind of security gaps, intercepting transactions, redirecting the funds to an unknown address. What's crazy is this was a multi-sig. So either A, they infiltrated and hacked every single person who was part of that multi-sig. B, it was an inside job with Bybit. Or C, if you've probably already read the many articles at this point, that means the protocol is not secure. Or the multi-sig service was not secure. Either way, none of those are good events. But the exchange remains solvent. I'll give them props for that. It wasn't like a Voyager last cycle or something like that. BlockFi, all tied to the Terra Luna deal, right? And what's interesting about this one is Bybit on that 1.4 billion, they have offered a 10% bounty. So any hackers out there, I mean, that would be a pretty big payday if you could get it back, but I don't know. So this is part of the reason why lately we've been favoring some shorts in the market. And I also wanted to point out Bitcoin dominance has been on a rise while price has been going down. And that is part of the reason that altcoins are bleeding so badly right now. So let's take a look at the next thing I want to talk about, which are crypto's biggest hacks and heists over the years. And we've done this before, but this article had some other ones that I wanted to speak of, and also to bring up some events that occurred last few cycles. So you had the Poly Network hack. Now, Poly Network was a platform. It was facilitating like peer-to-peer transactions. What's interesting though with the Poly Network hack is they understood some of the security issues in DeFi. They exploited it, but they gave the money back, right? It's crazy. Then you had the Ronin network hack, which I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure Lazarus was tied to that too. And with the Ronin hack, Hackers stole cryptocurrency tied to the Ronin network. It's a gaming chain, around $540 million, right? It was linked to the Axie Infinity game. This was in March of 2022. And I think my first year in the space was 2020. No, excuse me, it might have been early 2021. Anyway, that was a bad one. Something to think about, something to consider. You had the coin check hack. This is one I've never heard of. It was a exchange in Tokyo. This is one of the worst at today's prices, and that would be the Mt. Gox hack. Mt. Gox was a crypto exchange between 2011 and 2014. It handled around 80% of Bitcoin's trading volume around the world at the time. It had to file bankruptcy because of this hack, and 24,000 customers lost their Bitcoin. It's terrible. You know what? They didn't let everybody know right away like Bybit. They didn't let anybody know. In fact, it was kind of under the wraps until they had no choice but to talk about it. Just something to consider. And then we had the Wormhole. Wormhole was hit with a $320 million one last month. Hackers made off with a lot of digital tokens. And Jump had a business association, Jump Crypto, with Wormhole, and they replenished the money and then supposedly security upgrades, et cetera, et cetera. Just something to consider. That is why when we trade on centralized exchanges, whether that's Coinbase or Crypto.com, Bybit, whatever your exchange of choice is, or if you want to help support the channel, you can always trade at Weeks, $30,000 of USDT welcome bonus rewards, links in the description. When we make profits, we don't keep them on the exchanges. We pull those profits off, we roll them into Bitcoin or stable, and we put them on cold storage wallets like a Tangem. Again, links below. I love Tangem wallets. It's easy, they work well, and they're secure. All right. Now that we have spent so much time talking about negative after negative after negative, I got a little bit more negative to talk about. Sorry, guys. It's just one of those weeks. And we're going to take a look at token unlocks. So if you haven't heard, Solana is entering a season of massive token unlocks. It wouldn't surprise me it could still pump back up, but Solana may have a hard time fighting past these unlocks. Might cause it to trade sideways. Might go down a little bit more. I don't know. But Sway blockchain, another one that we are bullish on, has a ton of unlocks coming up this week too, around $324 million, right? That's massive, right? So Sway blockchain, 2% of their supply is about to unlock. You know that if you want to find out about token unlocks, a great site to use, right, is CryptoRank. These are just things we need to add into our arsenal and keep as part of our base knowledge so we can make better decisions, right? For example, we're going to take a look at Sway or Solana. If you take a look at the Solana blockchain, we're sitting at 146 right now. We can take a look at vesting. And right here, it's showing you the percents of unlocks, right? And then we take a look at the dates. And then we go to the upcoming token unlocks. Thought it was sooner than that. There's just too many small ones here. Hold on. Let me filter this list down. Ah, it's not coming in. All right, we're going to try to look at 30 days and see what we got here. I like these visual charts. That's crazy. I don't see a Solana on here, but I know there's a massive unlock coming up. Oh, there we go. Has to be around here somewhere. So let's see what we coming up 1st of March. See some Orbiter. A few others. That's crazy. It's missing the chains I wanted to look at. All right. Well, that information will be forthcoming, okay? I would like to take a look at some news in the DeFi world. I wanted to start with this because I know it's going to excite those out there, all those people who are like the big ADA army, right? If you haven't heard, the SEC has acknowledged the Cardano ETF application from Grayscale. This is huge because what this means is we're going to get clarity on whether the SEC is going to allow altcoin ETFs. This could be a lot of buy pressure. And with the market down, it only takes one or two or a really strong positive catalyst to get the market really going again. Now, I'm not saying that's going to be anytime soon. I have no idea. But I want to make sure that I'm positioned for when that train leaves. All right, next, I wanted to take a look at MoonWell protocol. This really, I love this. So I don't have a whole lot of MoonWell. I sold most of my bag a while back. I am staking some on MoonWell protocol, very small amount. But MoonWell is launching a virtual US checking accounts. This is major. Excuse me. They're going to have zero fee virtual US checking accounts, instant USDC conversion, and full self custody of that USDC. I think this is awesome. And MoonWell is a protocol that we like to lend and borrow on. So, good news for MoonWell and the MoonWell users and community. I hope this one goes well for you. I like what they're doing. You just can't own all the tokens out there, right? All right, so let's take a look at some crazy news. Kanye West is going to be launching his own crypto. He is denying any links to this Yeezy token, that if it launches, I'm going to short the crap out of this one on weeks, of course. Come join me. Links below. He is getting involved in the crypto space, though. So Kanye West has announced a plan to launch his own cryptocurrency, right? I do think this one's going to have a massive pump, whatever he does, but I think it's going to have a spectacular crash also. Please do not go out there and buy this stuff. Celebrity tokens will hand you your ass. You're going to lose money on those. Please be aware that a lot of those are just cash grabs. A lot of those are just cash grabs. Look what happened with Argentina, Dave Portnoy. I mean, the list keeps going back because these were happening last cycle too. I'm pretty sure Kim Kardashian was sued by the SEC for promoting, what was it called? Ethereum Max. That was a massive rug pull. Oh, it was bad. All right. So what I would like to do now that we've finished the news, we're going to take a look at the charts before we get out of here. Crypto bubbles are looking terrible. We're looking at the week right now. Radium. Radium has taken a beating. It's a DEX on Solana. It's down 38%. Why? Because people are pulling liquidity out of that meme coin casino. I'm seeing more and more comments of people who are moving away from Solana because of this reason. Now, I still have funds with Solana. I'm still farming on Orca, but I am putting my new capital more into other blockchains, Ethereum, Sway, AVAX, not financial advice, of course. These are just my plays. Please, if you're interested in stuff like this, watch our video from the other day, my DeFi portfolio review, and I go through all my positions. I've also posted a detailed article on our website, dadsdefispace.org, and I'd love to talk to you over on X. Add me, CryptoZone1013. But let's get back to it. So some of our favorites are down 15, 18%. World Mobile Token, Super Blockchain. Now we have a few that are up this week. Barra, have a little bit of Barra. Say it's a bag from quite a while ago that I was trying to airdrop farm. Most of my TIA has been sold off at this point. Arrow has taken a massive beating, but it's gradually starting to go back up. We're sitting at what right now? 67.5 cents. ADA's down 8%. SNEC 15. Solana 13. I mean, that's down like meme coin percentages. Stacks. And let me know in the comments if there's any other tokens you'd want me to look into, because I'm just looking at prices now, not details. But we are going to go over to TradingView now, and we're going to take a look at the chart band. Now, if we were to drop completely below the bull market support band and start to hit it as resistance and trend down, I'm out. What I'm hoping is that over the next couple of weeks, we get back above this bull band. You can look at our stochastic RSI, and you can see we had a blue cross down, massive dip, a little bit on the scary side. This is part of the reason why altcoins have been bleeding. If you take a look, zoomed out, you can kind of see my price levels on Bitcoin. My line in the sand for this market cycle is right around 69,000. This is the same spot Arthur Hayes is talking about, 70K. And if you zoom out, you can see that between, say, 69 and 72K has been a massive area of support and resistance all the way back into last winter. If we zoom back even farther, you can see that this 69 was the cycle high of last market cycle. And that's what we don't want to drop below. But as long as Bitcoin stays in here, even down to here, the bull market's not over, guys. Now, if Bitcoin was to head like this, a lot of people are thinking about that. We'll just look at the Coinbase. We are massively below that bull market support band. As you can see, the lowest we've been is 0.23. We had a wick down to 0.026. I do still believe that this area, this range right in here, between 0.03 and wherever we are now, is an excellent time to slowly accumulate ETH. Not financial advice. But ETH is going to have its time to shine. Just wait and see. ETH will have its time to shine. Next, maybe not. Gonna reload the charts. Apologize. Internet is not wanting to work for me today, or all my neighbors are trying to stream on you. Hopefully the stream is back up and going. My internet is coming and going. I want to just take a look at the spot. We are not getting a good enough stream here, and I apologize. I'm going to end the stream, but I will post a video, or I will try to get back on tomorrow, and we'll take a better look at Solana and Sway. If you come back to our YouTube channel, .org, check us out on X, Check out our sponsors if you're interested in really upping your DeFi game. The Underdog Investment Group, link below. Tell them Dad's DeFi Space sent you. $50 USDT. And Weeks and all the other things you need to invest safely in crypto, links below. Thank you all so much for being part of the stream today. Those who showed up, I apologize for the terrible internet service. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, peace